Hello there, Lynx here, and welcome to the third act of Emi's route in Katawa Shoujo. Let's see what awaits us. I like how actually this route is basically do whatever you like. It's super nice because of that. I mean, regarding choices, basically. There are barely any choices that are like, you know, you have to choose exactly that. I like that. Anyway, my head's in a spin all through Muto's class. I'm going to have dinner with Emi, who wants to be my girlfriend, no less. A date. And then she kissed me. That kiss, I keep going back to it, playing it over in my mind again and again. Everything about that moment felt so right. My mind drifts off, lost in thoughts of Emi. Dude, I'm actually jealous he had that moment. You know, I've never had like a moment like, uh-oh, whoa, yo, this situation just can't get out of my mind. It's crazy.
Nakai, hello?
It seems like I've drifted a bit too far. Huh, what?
You've contracted some kind of amnesia? Someone get the nurse!
The class chuckles at Muto's antics. Sorry, sir.
Won't happen again and all of that, right?
Exactly. Muto brightens considerably.
Well, lovely to hear. I'd hate to have my star puppy stacking off after all.
Okay. I mean, I guess he really is doing good at his class. I've been doing well, but I hardly qualify as a star pupil, I think. I'm fairly certain this class is the sort that everyone does well in. It's just memorizing formulas. You say that, but it's not necessarily the truth. Sometimes you have to go creative with those formulas, right? True to my word, I managed to pay attention for the rest of the class.
Nakai, may I have a word with you?
I wonder if I'm in trouble for earlier. Sure. Am I in trouble? Muto looks genuinely confused for a moment. Huh?
Beg your pardon?
He tilts his head to one side and thinks for a moment.
Oh, no, you're not in any sort of trouble. There's just a question I want to ask you.
What's that?
Nothing terrible. I was just wondering what your plans for after the graduation are. Are you going to university?
Yeah, I guess. I can't really see a reason not to go.
Give any thought to what you will study?
Not really, no. I figure I'll come up with something when I get there. Hisao, it really is not a good idea. Muto laughs.
Taking things as they come, eh? I'd argue against it, but that's how I did things when I went to university.
I just changed into Kenji mode.
Well, not really. I knew I'd go into science. I just wasn't sure which one. And that with physics. But could just as well have gone for astronomy or what have you.
Damn. I used to like physics a lot. In junior high school, so middle school basically. In high school, not so much. I don't know, like, maybe it was the teacher, I'm not sure. I feel like in middle school, two of the teachers were quite nice, while in high school, well, she was kind of grumpy as heck. Or more like not grumpy, but you know, she was angry about everything at us. Anyway. And yeah.
Actually, I did go for chemistry first, but there were all sorts of things.
I sucked at chemistry. I really sucked at it. I remember in middle school when it was introduced to us, like, you know, because in primary, it's like chemistry, physics, and biology are basically one subject, and then it's divided into 3, right? I don't know if it's still like that, but it was like that when I was studying. And chemistry. Technically, chemistry and biology were the ones I sucked at. Physics I was good at. I don't know why. Maybe biology because it was basically purely theory and I was basically not interested in learning theory, but yeah, I mean, I got the basic knowledge which is necessary, but yeah. Anyway. Why did I get into that topic again? Anyway, Muto trails off and frowns slightly. I would not want to study it for, like, I mean, definitely not chemistry or biology. Physics, maybe? Maybe. It takes a minute for him to recover his train of thought, and I wait patiently for him to continue.
So anyway, I did a lot of physics as well, because I had an interest in that, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. So I went back to chemistry, and here we are, yeah?
He smiles at me enthusiastically, as if waiting for me to confirm that yes, here is where we are. Someone get the feeling that Muto had a plan for this conversation, but I'll be damned if I figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm not following you? Muto frowns and rubs his chin a bit, looking perplexed. He then snaps his fingers as he remembered what the point of all this was.
Right, yes, you.
Me?
Yes, you. You should look into studying one of the sciences. You're fantastic at it. Unless you'd rather just go into math.
Muto makes a sore face.
Not a big fan of straight math.
I mean, I understand you. Like, when it comes to physics, I mean, there is something to the math, right? Just math is like... it lacks something. Anyway,
I always like the experiment more than the proofs.
I'm so jealous of you. If you mean you had actually experiments during your classes, I'm so freaking jealous. We've had none. Absolutely zero. Never have we had any kind of experiment made in our class. And I hate that. Why don't you make those classes interesting, actually? Give us experiments. You're saying I should study science at university. Muto seems thrown off balance by my question.
Well, sort of. You could also join the science club. Trouble is, there is not actually a science club. But there could be. You could even be a charter member. A founding father. Of course, you'd need to find other members. Well, only if you wanted to. We could just start up with the two of us.
What is going on? This route is so different.
And I could give you things to read and we could talk about them.
This is nuts. Muto route where?
And I could help you get ready for university and such as well. Wait.
Muto rummages around his briefcase and toss me a book.
Read that. If it's interesting, then we can talk about it.
A brief history of time. I don't know if I actually want to read this, but Muto seems pretty excited about it. What's it about?
Time, space, space-time, black holes and such.
Physics.
And it's not that dense, just to see if that sort of thing's interesting for you. You understand? Hang around after class and we can either discuss it or I can show you how to make explosives in the...
I want a teacher like that, yo! He waves hand at my quizzical expression.
Joking, sorry.
Still,
I've kept you here long enough for now. Thinking about science as a career path, Nakai. I think you'd enjoy it.
Okay, I will. Thanks for the book. I leave the classroom and look up the clock. It's 3 PM. Quite a chunk of time to kill until Emmy's out of practice. Guess I'll give this book a look. I should probably shower as well. Showering before a date's only proper, right? Yeah. I head back to the dorms. I wonder where I'm supposed to meet Emmy anyway. She said after practice, but she didn't say where I should find her. I guess I can just swing by the truck. That's probably best anyway. If she needs a shower, I can just wait for her in the room or something. Or in the hallway, I guess that would be better as well. I take a quick shower, remembering to take my medication once I hop out. I'm so proud of you, Hisao. Now for a look at this book. Eat before he reads until it's night. And freaks the date up. Oh boy. I wake with a start. Shit, what time is it? A glance at the clock reveals that I've been asleep for nearly an hour. Thank goodness. Emi's practice should be finishing up soon. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the truck. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Emi doesn't strike me as a very fancy sort of person. So I suppose there is a lot I have yet to know about Emi, that girl. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, with all the girls, really, things roll out really fast. Like, how long is he in that school? Actually, I don't know how long he's there. So maybe it doesn't roll out as fast as I think. Anyway, well, I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my thoughts that I hardly realized I'm already at the truck. Emi is nowhere to be found. Nope. I don't even see any signs of the truck team. This could be embarrassing. I turn to head towards the girls' dormitory when I hear a shout. Hey, Hisao! I turn around to see her making a beeline for me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She's changed to some decidedly more casual clothing, a pair of shorts and an olive green top. Never would I call a color olive. It's green. Just green. But then again, I mean, I just know the basics colors. I also know Prussian blue for... Her running blades have been replaced by more realistic looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Emi doesn't seem to care about that, a fact which makes me smile. Hey, you came! I mean, I figured you would, but still. Suddenly I find myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to be impossible for me to keep what must be the world's largest grin off my face. Well, of course I came. I'd be crazy not to, right? Emi ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrugged in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that it seems to have caught Emi by surprise. She blushed and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Now it's my turn to be surprised. Huh? Emi steps back, resting her wave on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Emi laughs and gives me a playful shove. Hi! Jerk! I throw an arm around Emi's shoulders and am pleased when she immediately leans into me as if it were the most natural thing in the world. So, where to? I'm not actually sure. Where do people go on dates around here anyway? That's a damn good question. Shanghai, I guess. Let's go somewhere else. I mean, I guess the park, the Shanghai, and we don't know when okay, we've been into this for let me have a look because I don't remember. In total, this is 83rd episode. We barely know the place. I mean, we could go to the city, right? I've got no idea. Why don't we just head down to the Aura Mart and grab something portable? Emi's face brightens at the idea. A picnic! I think you're onto something, Hisao. I like the fact that she likes this kind of thing. Anyway, Emi snakes her arm around my waist and we begin to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure of what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Emi seems to be equally clueless. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with her, I still can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. The trip to the Aura Mark is accompanied by Emi's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Emi. We get a few odd looks from passerby, but I don't mind. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we cannot actually cook the latter in the park. You're in Japan, you probably can actually do that in that Aura Mart, right? I'm pretty sure the markets in Japan actually actually offer that. Just like they have the possibility to photocopy to copy the documents. That would be so useful to have. Anyway, oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. I should start. Hey, you know, that would not be such a bad idea. To start your own goddamn market thing and literally follow up with what Japan has. Damn. You know what? I think that would basically crush the competition here in Poland. I'm pretty sure that would be some good thing. I mean, you need money to start something like that for, right? Anyway. Well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That will work. Speaking of which, we were supposed to eat healthy, right? And you get instant noodles. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Emi. She of course blames me. We find a spot beneath a tree and sit down. I lean back against the trunk. Emi sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? What was... That was a shrug, okay. I don't mind. Neither do I. Emi tosses me a package of bread and we dig in. Curry bread. Interesting. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what I grabbed in the store. Hey Hisao, you look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. Yes, exactly. The lack of spice has gotten my blood up because of the disappointment. Emi laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you rolled down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just going to give you mine. Emi muck pouts, causing me to nearly choke on my bread with laughter. Oh, come on, Hisao! Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? We're dating, you know. For... Emi looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. Huh? What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just what we would have done anyway, right? Really, right? But this should feel different because before, when we had lunch, we were friends, and now we're a level above friends. You sound like Rin. Laughter escapes and Emi grins. Well, she might have put the thought into my mind. We talked about that sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really, just stuff, really. Rin thinks that the change of a label from a friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like there's no difference between the two. I mean, yeah. I think so too. I can think of at least one, you know. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. For the second time today, Emi blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about things like this. Emi rolls her eyes and chuckles. Guess you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yeah. Even Muto thinks so. He thinks I should go into some scientific study after graduation. Emi raises an eyebrow. Hmm? Oh, really? Yeah, I think actually, I might actually just do that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into it a little more closely. I still can't get the feeling of the fact that that letter is down there somewhere on the ground because he missed the basketball. It will bite him in the ass, I think. Anyway, so what are you thinking of doing after graduation? Still planning on running? Emi shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know if I'm good enough to, and I can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation is that far off. Emi fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Besides, I've got other things to think about. There is a mischievous flash behind Emi's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against the tree. Like making sure this is a real date, right? I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? Strawberries and curry. Not the best combination, but I don't think I mind. Emi sits back on my legs and grins again. There! Science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Muto nodding seriously and making a mark on some checklist. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I've ever witnessed a kiss being met with laughter. Should I feel offended? No. I'm sure science approves. Emi beams at me, and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good. It is at this point noticed that Emi has stolen the remainder of my curry bread, while it's otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. Hey! Emi tries to look innocent, but considering she just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Thief. A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. Use your feminine wiles on me. I was that hungry anyway, but I still feel that the point needs to be made. Emi seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles, but the understanding dawns on her features after a moment's thought. Wasn't anything of the sort. You were laughing! Feminine wiles don't involve laughing! I guess I can't argue with that. That doesn't change the thievery. Emi laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Papa! Fine, you can have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? That stuff is terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as punishment. Another laugh from the girl sitting on my legs. Both of which have fallen asleep by now, by the way. I twitch one leg to try to wake up, which has the unintended effect of unbalancing Emi, who falls to the side with a startled eep. Oh, sorry about that. Legs fall asleep on me. Emi remains on the ground, giggling. I stand up a little shakily, feeling the nerves in my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing on the figure of Emi, who has yet to get up. Cute. Her hair is splayed out around her head, her arms are spread, and laughter is bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Emi seems condensed into this one image. Her energy, her spirit, and the childish giggling. The urge to lay down the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts, and I'm convinced that I would love nothing more than that, to do just that. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it is probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Emi may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I have that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It would make sense to start thinking about things like university and then slack off, would it? I extend a hand to Emi to help her up. We should probably get going. Emi makes a sore face. You're right. I don't want to fall. She grabs my proven hand and I pull her to her feet and into a hug. This time I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Amy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know.
Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to school soon, we'll probably get in trouble.
Amy pokes me in the ribs playfully.
And you need to do your homework, I'm sure.
Sadly, you're absolutely right. I throw my arm around her shoulders and we make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bouts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to the peculiar way that one of the cafeteria workers smells. All too soon we find ourselves outside the girls' dormitory building.
Well, I guess I'll be going then.
I guess so, huh? Amy grins at me again with that mischievous look.
Are you going to be able to survive without me?
I'm sure I will manage somehow.
Oh, how terrible! Aren't you supposed to say that? I feel like I'll be counting the seconds you are away.
No, I don't think so. Amy pulls me down to a quick goodbye kiss and steps back, looking unexpectedly shy.
Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did.
So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Amy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods.
See you bright and early tomorrow morning, right? You've got to run off that bread after all.
Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it.
Despite that. See you later, Hisao.
As Amy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Amy. Is your leg okay? Amy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion.
What are you talking about?
Your right leg, you're limping. There is the briefest flash of concern on Amy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I'd notice, or I prefer to think she just didn't realize.
Oh, that!
She shrugs casually.
Must have gotten knocked out of alignment during the picnic. No idea what would have caused that, of course.
I think back to being pinned under the tree. Ah, you should have told me. We could have stopped and fixed it, you know. Amy waves a hand airily.
No, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Hisao? It's fine.
Why do I get the feeling that she's convincing herself as well as me? I mean, supposedly I can make the choice here. Let's press the subject. Let's press. I mean, I don't want her to push herself with that, okay? Let's go. Are you absolutely sure? You don't want to go ahead and just before heading up the stairs? You could get hurt if you don't, right?
I said it was fine, Hisao. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've got some experience in the matters, after all.
I suppose so. Amy grins reassuringly.
Honestly, Hisao, I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. Now really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail.
Of course. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lights up Amy's face.
Good night, Hisao.
Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Amy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thank the gods. No, we can't thank the gods for that. Mentally thank the gods that Kenji doesn't ambush me in the hallway and get started on my homework. Imagine if Kenji found out that we're actually dating Emi. That would be nuts. Anyway, let's end the episode here. We'll of course continue tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.